Welcome back to the channel. Today, we want to know what's up with Mason Greenwood. Is he coming or not? And is Mason Greenwood playing for Jamaica a reality or will it be a nightmare? After months of speculation, hopeful fans, official outreach, and even media reports suggesting he's close to joining the Reggae Boyz, we're still left in silence. No announcement, no switch, no clarity. But before we get into the video, if you like the content and would like to help the channel grow, and you want more of these videos, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So, the big question today is, will Mason Greenwood ever play for Jamaica? Or is this another chapter of a dream never realized? Let's break it all down. The official comments, the rumors, the contradictions, and we'll let you decide for yourself. First thing we'll talk about is the England exit. Greenwood last played for England in 2020. Since then, there's been radio silence from Gareth, Southgate, and the England camp when Greenwood was part of the England setup. When Gareth was in charge of England and was asked about Greenwood's return, he said, and he made it clear, that a return to England setup was highly unlikely. Quote, "We have spoken in the past. At the moment, we're not looking at that situation. It's not one that's being considered." After Gareth left and the former Bayern manager, Thomas Tuchel, took over, he was linked with Greenwood, and he echoed, "I am not sure if England is ready for that. There's still baggage." So clearly, England wasn't rolling out the red carpet, which opened the door for Jamaica. And based on comments by the English FA, they appeared to have no reservation in approving his switch of allegiance to Jamaica. Now, if we think about the Jamaica pursuit, in 23 and 24, the Jamaica Football Federation, through its technical and administrative arms, began actively pursuing Greenwood. Last year, Roy Simpson, who was then the manager of the team and now is the interim general secretary of the organization, he gave a candid explanation as to why Greenwood's situation was not resolved in terms of him changing allegiance. Roy said, "There was interest, yes, but we faced challenges. Key documentation needed for citizenship was not submitted by Greenwood's family." It later came out to say, in various avenues and media sources, that his mom was reluctant to sign the necessary paperwork to allow him to pursue citizenship and his passport. In 2024, reports emerged, including from various media outlets, that Greenwood had requested change of allegiance to Jamaica to play for Jamaica, which created much excitement in the Jamaica football community and across the globe. More recently, and there was a lot of articles in various British newspaper that the request for change was put in place, a process where it wouldn't be a challenge to get it done because the English FA was receptive to that change. However, recently, there was an article in the BBC titled, "Greenwood Nears International Return with Jamaica." The article read, "Greenwood has not played international since his own England cap against Iceland in September 2020. Within 48 hours, he had been sent home along with Manchester City's Phil Foden for breaching COVID quarantine rules. Having secured a Jamaican passport, only a change from the Football Association to Jamaica Federation is required for Green to be cleared to feature in next month's World Cup qualifiers against Bermuda, Trinidad and Tobago." The article went on to say Greenwood left Manchester after charges against him, including attempted rape and assault, were dropped in February 2023. He joined Spanish club Getafe on loan and then, in 2024, signed for League One side Marseille on a permanent basis. The 23-year-old scored in Marseille's preseason 1-1 draw with Sevilla at the weekend. And today, I think he has scored about 6 goals in preseason and has been linked with moves to Inter Milan and Saudi Pro League club Al Nassr. It further states Greenwood is part of a renewed drive by Jamaica, managed by former England boss Steve McLaren, to recruit UK-raised players through their family links. Brentford's Rico Henry and Tottenham's Tyrese Hall, who has joined Notts County on loan, also fall into that category. Jamaica are aiming to qualify for the World Cup for only the second time, having done so in 1998. So I would say this sounds promising, right? But since then, silence. Now, why the silence? And in these situations where players are changing allegiance, do they go silent? I'm going to give you some example. Players like Falarin Balogun, who now plays for the US, and Ademola Lookman, who now plays for Nigeria, change allegiance. And they made public comments. Greenwood has made no public comments, neither from him or his representatives. No comment, no video, no post-celebration of the switch or the impending switch. Even worse, there have been comments that he's removed some of his Jamaica flag, if he ever had them, from his profile. Is he backing away? I'm going to give you some example of the statements made by some of these players, Balogun and Lookman, who've changed allegiance. Because at that point, for a lot of those players, it's a happy time. Here's what Balogun said. My decision to represent the United States came together with my family. In the end, it became a no-brainer. But for sure, it's just something I want to do. And it feels like I'm home here. To represent the United States means a lot more than people would know. I'm very proud and honored to have this opportunity. And I want to give everything I have to make our team successful. Now, to be clear, Balogun was born in the USA, but grew up in the UK. It should be noted that he played for the England under 17 and under 18 before making the switch. Balogun did also say that he thinks that when he saw the full force of the US fan, it made him happy. I was there and I just posted a photo of my friends thinking that it was just a holiday picture. Before I knew it, I just saw loads of comments and people knew I was in America and just really felt the love from there. There's been a lot of build-up, so I've been obviously seeing people saying I should choose to represent the US, and it's just something I'm really happy that I decided to do. So what Balogun is telling you is the love and support he has gotten when he's made a switch. Because even though he's born in the USA, the view was that he was going to play for England. And it took 2 years of pursuit by the USFA to convince him. But when he made the change, he did it with a sense of purpose. And he did it with the view that he was going to be loved and embraced. Now, whether someone is trying to ingratiate themselves to their new environment or to the new public, or they do it for a really true mean, which they want to play for the country, regardless, they'll come out and make a public comment. And they'll show how much they value making the switch. Here is Ademola Lookman, who was born in London of Nigerian heritage, who had played at England at the youth level, and what he said before switching allegiance to Nigeria in 2022. When discussing the switch, Lookman made the following comments. Without doubt, it changed my career and my life. People know that. This is my home. It's my place, Nigeria. I'm a son of the soil. He also reflected on his roots and asked, if all of us choose to play for England, who will represent our nation? The question was a key factor in his decision. Lookman credited his decision to represent Nigeria for his subsequent career successes, such as winning the African Player of the Year award in 2024 and playing a pivotal role in Atalanta's Europa League title win, where he scored a brilliant hat trick. The point I'm making is this, is that individuals who decide to make the change, the first thing they do is they go public. They ingratiate themselves to that public. They make it known that they're so happy they've made a switch, and they want to do everything that in their ability and what's possible to present their new country with pride and make sure and help to make sure the country does well. We all know Greenwood is a world-class talent and can be exceptional for any team he plays for. And the Jamaican public truly embraced the idea, even with some of the challenges in his past, of bringing him in. But what we're getting is silent. Now, more recently, the JFF president, Michael Ricketts, made a comment on Instagram which says Greenwood is ready. My question is, does he mean to say that the coach or the administration is sure that Greenwood will make the switch? Or does he just really mean that the papers are ready and he can make the switch at any time? Did Greenwood say to the coach, the administration, yes, I'm coming? Or are they assuming because he has his paperwork, and it's my understanding, and it's been in the public media, that he's gotten the paperwork since last month, so he can officially go to FIFA and say, make the change? Is it that he's ready because he has the papers, or he's spoken to the organization and says, I'm ready? What we want to know is what's really going on. Where do we stand? Greenwood has Jamaican heritage. He's gotten his passport and his citizenship. There's a one-time switch. If he switches, he cannot switch back to England. But we have no public comment. There is silence from his camp. We have no idea what's happening. It's rare, if ever the case we have seen, where a player is switching allegiance, has the required documentation, and hasn't seen to progress of doing the switch, and or make any public comment about switching. And also, we haven't heard from Greenwood's camp. We haven't heard from the coach. We have heard from the JFF of saying, in terms of Michael Ricketts, to say he's ready. But as I said before, I have no idea what ready means. So what do you think? I'm going to conduct a poll of, will Mason Greenwood ever play for Jamaica? One will say yes, he's just taking his time. Next will say silence, says it all. Or third, maybe the JFF just focus elsewhere. I'll have it both on SSNN website and also my YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, Cranky Life. Now, I'll close up by saying Jamaica has made the offer. The fans in general, most time, there's some, like we heard on Sports Match recently, were opposed to the move. But most fans I've spoken to or engaged with are very supportive of the move. The paperwork has been done, but I haven't heard anything about being submitted to FIFA organization to enable the switch to occur and that is available for call-up. As long as he stays silent and doesn't make that switch, the story remains stuck. Until then, Jamaica must keep building with players who are ready, willing, and proud to wear the shirt. We supposedly have about 4 or so players who are willing and able, who will, if they can't make it for the September window, will make it for the October window. So we'll have reinforcements that we need. But Greenwood is a decider. He could make a difference between us comfortable qualifying or struggling to qualify. Thanks for watching. Again, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember, actions speak much louder than silence. Peace out.